everybody. Thank you for your patience. I decided to create a nice little Halloween theme for the month of October. So today's reading will be a pick a card reading. And we will be doing it as 157, numerology style, 248, or 369. And so you can pick either your life path, your destiny, or your soul number, whichever resonates. Or you could just pick your favorite number, or you can pick whichever deck you're drawn to, 1, 2, and 3. Or you can pick the stones in front, or however you want to choose this. Just take 3 deep breaths, and we will see what October has for you. Okay? So, we're going to begin with 1, 5, and 7. That's a nice little synchronicity. Clockwork pumpkin right next to the pumpkin. Very cool. Okay, guys, now let's see what your song is for today. Let me make sure that shuffle is on. Awesome. All right, here we go. This is your song to go with your reading. Interesting. Okay, you know, this is just strange. John Mayer's New Light. That's popped up a couple times. I have 1,000 songs on my playlist, and that one likes to come out a lot. So John Mayer, New Light, and that talks about seeing things with a different perspective, seeing things in a new light, forgiving others, looking, I wouldn't say on the bright side, but just a different perspective than what you have been seeing. Now, I need like a wand to point at things here. So forgiveness. Reducing burdens. And the 9 of Bats is about, it's really kind of about grief, you know, anxiety, but I'm seeing grief. They call it the 3 a.m. card, you know, because 3 a.m. is the time, it's the witching hour. Not only is it the witching hour, but we wake up. A lot of us wake up when we're having our awakenings around that time. Our mind is just kind of like, you know, all over the place. 1 second. Okay, so 9 of Bats, and then 2 of Kittens, you must choose, and Clockwork Pumpkin. So what I'm seeing here, I'm seeing a pet, because it, you know, we have this black cat here, and she's crying over the cat that she lost. And then there's more cats over here. So a lot of you have a pet that you lost that is now guiding you, or it's kind of like a guardian angel of sorts. So if you've been thinking about this pet is right next to you. It's saying everything's going to be okay. But it's also grieving the loss of friendships and relationships, and forgiving, you know. You choose what you want. Choose a side. You know, we have a darker kitty and a lighter kitty, and it's almost the yin and yang balance. I have a feeling that the scales of the justice, in a sense, the dark and light, everything is supposed to be in balance, and I feel that it's almost out of balance. So it's asking you to pick a side. It's no longer time to be neutral in the center. It's time to pick a side. We need to balance this. So if you've been neutral in a situation, whether it's an argument or anything in life right now, it's asking you to really have some perspective, you know. That aha moment is about to come. So, you know, holding on to grudges. I'm sorry if I'm a little bit slow today. I took a little break and just getting back into the swing of things. So, reducing burden. So when we forgive, we reduce our own burden, our own karmic burden. So that's what it's asking for you to do. And, you know, traditionally the Nine of Bats is the Nine of Swords. And, you know, it's a little bit of loneliness. It's a little bit of despair. It's a little bit of grief. And that's what that card is saying. And it's like, you know, you're not alone. You got all those, the little bats flying around. You got all the, you know, the little cat. And you're laying on the sun. You have the moon above and the sun below you. It's almost like the as above, so below. But it's opposite, like upside down world almost. Like I'm feeling like things are upside down right now. Like what is going on? And that's, your world is kind of upside down right now. I'm getting an intense feeling of like, just anxiety, like I cannot breathe right now. That's because we're holding on to a lot of stuff. And it's asking you to just let go and choose the path that you want to be on. Okay, so we're going to move on to two kittens. And, you know, she's holding on tight to two beautiful cats. Both of them offer her growth in her femininity, independence, and satisfaction on many levels. Both of them are very young, very tender. She feels nurturing and protective toward them both. How can I put one down, she asks, torn. She's being asked to choose between the two, to separate one thing from the other. And she is shocked that she must make this choice. When this being comes to you, tune in. Ask yourself, your body, and what it wants to do. Make a decision. You can no longer go on at this point attempting to walk in two directions at once. And that which you most fear, causing pain, will not happen when you choose. Cats are about your independence, your ability to leap high and to make it through many tricky situations. Choose now. And it's saying that you have to make an important choice, but you're having trouble making this choice. And both of them are equally good and equally flawed. But the thing is, it doesn't matter which road you take. They're both the right choice. All that it's asking is to make the choice. You know, if anybody's ever seen that show, The Good Place, starring Kristen Bell, and there's a character named Chidi, who is always having a hard time making a decision. And that making a decision not only hurts you, but hurts others. You know, because others are waiting on you to make that decision, or you're you know, leading people on in a sense. So really listen to your heart, and your heart will lead the way. And if you need to leave a situation, leave. It is the right choice. If it's hurting you, harming you, or anybody in your family, it's time to leave. What's interesting is I did a reading a couple days ago. It was about an hour long, and it was a similar type of reading, pick a card. It was an hour long, and it said the same thing for this. And something was wrong with the audio. Electricity's been going crazy lately, and electronics. And the audio was just one high-pitched tone noise, and I couldn't salvage it, so I just gave up for a couple days, and I said, I'll come back to it. And, you know, if the message is meant to come through again, it will. And it did. So whoever's out there, they need to know, they needed to hear this message. You know, it's time to choose. It's time to choose a right decision, because when you choose the right decision, you're going to receive this aha moment, like, oh my God, really? That's where I should have been this whole time. And I'm seeing 99. So 9 of bats, and then 9 over here, but then we have 3. So, 3. Almost like a triangle, like a love triangle. But in this decision, it's asking you to see the decision that you were not thinking about in a new light. You know. Passivity will lead to greater pain for all at this time. And that is something you're responsible for. So choose, act, get clear, stay open and calm. I really highly suggest meditating to get this answer. A clarity will come through. So, okay, moving on to Clockwork Pumpkin. I love the little Clockwork Pumpkin. It looks just like the pumpkin that's next to it. It's very cool. So, Clockwork Pumpkin. And notice the bright bulb inside this Clockwork Pumpkin, and you're about to have an amazing moment. So this is an amazing synchronicity that this popped up, this little pumpkin with the lights right next to my lights. Action must be taken immediately while the idea is fresh and new. So yes, you've been thinking about this idea and going forward, and so that's the choice you must make, I'm seeing. Go forward. No more procrastination. Follow the aha moment with action and watch amazing change in the form of abundance, creativity, and satisfaction. So it's the epiphany, the moment of clarity, of finally thinking, oh, this is what I should have done a long time ago and I didn't. You know? And it requires letting go and forgiveness and, you know, healing ourselves. The grief of losing somebody. Breakups are grief. Okay, so I'm getting not only the grief of the loss of an animal, but I'm also getting that some of you are going through a decision where you're going to leave a partner, and that grief of so many years. But it's like those so many years, so you're going to stay miserable, but just because you've been with someone for so long, that stunts your growth. That's attachment, and we need to let go of those attachments. Okay, so one of those aha moments is about to happen. So if you picked 157, you're going to have this aha moment, this epiphany. This epiphany is going to bring you to life. Despite the mechanical imagery, this is no mechanical idea, although it will no doubt be very inventive and could concern a brilliant solution to a mechanical problem. It is sparkling, pure genius. Never forget that Thomas Edison dreamed the light bulb, so please don't doubt your intuitive self when it becomes the delivery system for this wonderful innovation that you are in charge of. So yeah, I'm seeing forgiving others for what they have done to hurt you, seeing things in a new light. You must choose happiness or misery. And you're going to have this aha moment. It's going to be amazing. So, there you go, guys. The numerology here is, it's the completion of a cycle. It is time to communicate what you want and what you don't want anymore. You know, more of what you do want. Communicate what you want, not what you don't want. We don't want to throw the don't in there. I can't even touch this table without it shaking. So, let me just grab, where did my phone go? There it is. I just want to look at the lyrics real quick for New Light. Every video on YouTube should have the lyrics in the description box. It make life so much easier. You don't think twice about me, maybe you're right to doubt me. And this is also speaking to your higher self, doubting yourself. You know, try seeing yourself in a new light. You want to take two. This is your second chance at life. Almost feeling that you've dwindled your life away. You know, and show the authentic self. I want to break through. I want to know the real thing about you. And it's saying, be your authentic self. Everybody, we want to see the real you. We don't want to see this facade that we've put up for years, you know? It's time to show the real you. You know, show your dark side, show your light side. Don't be afraid to be vulnerable. Share who you are. Okay. Awesome. Moving on to 2, 4, and 8. Okay. Cauldron. The Tower reversed. Okay. Here we go. The Scientist, Coldplay. Oh, awesome. The Scientist, and we got Cauldron, synergy and healing. You don't know how lovely you are. I've come to find you, tell you I need you, tell you I set you apart. Questions of science, science and progress don't speak as loud as my heart. So, you've been chosen for your bravery to complete a task, to heal. You went through all this stuff. You chose because you were brave. That's why all these things have happened. Interesting. Okay, so we're going to go with Cauldron to begin. Where all things come together under pressure, flowful synergy, a new thing is created, a crucible of infinity. And should you receive the cauldron card, it indicates the importance of combining a variety of techniques or elements to get the best result. Do not put all your eggs in one basket. Refuse to choose just a single rigid pathway, when the variety of ways are there to be enjoyed and experienced. You can find your own ways to create something new. The cauldron is a deeply transformational tool. Things change once they are put under pressure. Resilience is being cultivated over time, and this means that you will be able to withstand any negative pressure much more healthily from the inside. So yes, if you're a 2, 4, 8, an 11, or a 22, diamonds are created under intense pressure. So that's what this is about. You are brave. You are seeing things differently. Like, you're realizing that negative is there for a reason, to help us grow, to help us learn not to be like that. It's almost like a mirror reflection, like, oh Lord, I don't want to be like that. And things have to be put under tremendous pressure before they change. And that's what's happening right now in society, I believe. Everybody's being pushed to their limits and to what they can tolerate. And it's like, this is going to create change, because now people are actually going to get out of their comfort zone to speak up and change things. No more sitting back. Being neutral, not picking sides, it's like you're just okay with things the way they are. And we don't want it to be that way anymore. We want to change things. So, cauldron. It's beautiful. Call. Okay, so, and we know that the Tower, when it's in reversed, it's really saying things are out of your control. You know, you can't blame yourself for anything. You just let things be. People are going to behave the way they're going to behave, and that goes very well with cauldron. People are going to behave. It's about surrendering to that. Like, just let it go. You know. We can't change them. They need to change themselves. And so, childhood treasure resurfaces. One second. And it says, a childhood friend from long ago returns. She knows your history. Surround yourself with the comforts of childhood. Others may look at your reclaimed treasure and say, what is that old thing? Do not trouble yourself. The truth is they, too, have an old thing. They may seem obsolete and sentimental to another. If they have become too distant from their treasures, time will bring them back to understanding and recognizing their value once again. Or not. It's not your concern whether others understand. Keep only your treasure close. Okay, so we're going back. All 3 cards are synchronicity. And I was just saying in reading 1, 5, and 7 that I tried to do this reading the other day. And I was having a lot of electrical issues with the sound and with everything. And I could not salvage it. And I said, well, if the message is going to come through, it'll come through another time. And these cards are similar to what I came through. This is the exact same card that came through on the last one as well. So this is no coincidence. I don't believe in coincidences. And it's saying to really value your past, value your present. You know, it's all for a reason. Look at things with a new perspective. The song that came through in the other reading in 1, 5, and 7 was New Light, and I have a feeling it's coming through to me in this one as well. Seeing things in a new light, things that we didn't appreciate before, we are appreciating now. Letting go, and in this reading, it's very particular that it's saying, you know, just do you. Do you, boo, is what I'm getting. Boo isn't ghost. Do you, boo. Don't care what other people think. Don't care if other people, you know, say you shouldn't be hanging out with people from your past or whatever. It's like, you know why you're doing it. Sometimes we have to go back to the start. It's like the spiral. We go out and then we come back in to understand things a little bit more differently than we understood them previously. So, there's lots of things that are buried in our memory that, you know, we forget about, good and bad. But it's about acknowledging them, bringing them to light, and transmuting them, good or bad. And it's also asking me You know, be playful. Remember how happy you were when you were just playing as a kid in recess. Go back to those playful moments. That's popping up. That popped up the last reading as well. Be playful. You know, be brave, be playful. Okay, so we're moving on to Fairy in the Highlands. And 2 is about love, peace, harmony, co-creating with others. So synergy to me is also co-creating with others, bringing that imaginary another friend in. This is all talking about bringing other people in to help you heal. So the time of truce, it's time to speak your truth and be strong. People have been taking over your ground, wanting what you have worked hard for, without doing the work themselves. They have done so by taking advantage of your peaceful nature. But enough is enough. Sad as it is, it's time to change this, to cut away the cords between you and those who have taken so much. And now you will go into battle. Yes, it is sad. Yes, the Highland Fairy is sad for you, but do not allow sorrow and guilt to neglect self-protection. Honor yourself, raise your sword, and do not back down. So this is standing up for what you feel is right. So if people are telling you, what are you doing? Why are you doing this? Why are the, you know, it's their own fear of losing you. It's like they want to keep you at their vibratory level. You need to keep getting higher. And I'm not talking about high in smoking pot. I'm talking about higher in vibration. Keep going. Keep going. You're gonna get up there. I just posted something about a dragonfly today, and it talked about how, you know, some of these, they're water bugs at first, you know, before they become dragonflies. Just like, it's almost like the caterpillar and the butterfly. You'll disappear, and people will wonder where you went and why you're not hanging out with them anymore. And, you know, they're going to talk. Let them talk. Let them talk. That's got nothing to do with you. What other people think of you is none of your business. Stand up for what you're right. Your path. Stand up for yourself. Be fearless. You know? Nobody said it was easy. It's such a shame for us to part. Nobody said it was easy. Let's go back to the start. So yes, nobody said this was going to be easy, letting people go, you know? But you let go of old stuff. You let go of stuff that no longer suits you to make room for the new stuff. That's the message I'm getting here. Don't be afraid. Okay, so 6, 7, 8, that's about standing in your power, standing up for yourself, letting the tower fall, letting those people fall away, heal, create synergy with these new friendships, these new dreams. Be that butterfly. It's time to come out of that cocoon. Don't be afraid. It's time to let all that old fall away. Okay, so that is 2, 4, 8. If that resonated, feel free to comment or like or subscribe. Okay, moving on to 3, 6, and 9. Okay. Okay, now let's see what your song is. Rihanna Needed Me. Okay, so Black Cat, fortune meets opportunity. So what I'm seeing with all these is holding on way too tightly to things, people, situations, and loneliness. Remembrance of childhood, fond memories. Yeah. It's almost a sad feeling I'm getting. Interesting. Let me have a sip of coffee real quick. in the song, I know what it says. It says, I was good on my own. That's the way it was. And it's about letting go of the, not just a relationship, but the white horse and carriage expectation, you know? Just because it didn't work out with somebody doesn't mean that you can't have that white horse and carriage. It's like, it's not necessarily saying let go of it, the possibility of a fairy tale ending, but it's saying to don't be jaded. Don't let past experiences tell you that it's not possible. Anything is possible. We can create whatever we want in this world. You know, not letting other people fix their issues with, you know, letting, I guess, other people's pain affect you. They're trying to project their issues onto you, and it's saying don't let that happen. You are not anybody's punching bag. Okay, so we're gonna move to Black Cat, and like I've seen before, Black Cat it popped up in I think all 3 readings, and I was explaining in the last 2 readings that a lot of the cards were very similar and synchronistic to a video I tried to do a few days ago, and but I was having a lot of electronic issues, sound stuff. I couldn't fix it, so I don't know what was happening that day, but I said, you know what, I'm just gonna give up, let it be. I'm not gonna give up, but I will come back to it later. And sure enough, the same messages came through this time. So Black Cat, you know, I consider them good luck. I consider any pet good luck. So some places would say, oh, crossing a black cat, you know, is bad luck. I don't believe that. And technically black cats are not black. They're deep, 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 deep purple. So that's why they're so spiritual. They are that deep indigo purple. They may look black, but they're not. So that's why they're very intuitive. So this is luck of fortune. And you're going to meet somebody. Be prepared to take advantage of a very special opportunity that comes your way. I have a feeling there's great opportunities coming. And it's about letting go of other things to allow these new things to come. So I'm seeing 1817, which to me is descension. So going back into old patterns of sadness and despair, and not remembering the tools that you have learned to bring you back, you know. So, moving on to 6 of Ghosts. And, you know, six of Ghosts is 6 of Cups, which is usually happy memories, recalling childhood fondness. And it's also talking about reconnecting with old friends. And that popped up in readings for 248 as well, so I have a feeling that might resonate with you as well, similar cards. And it's telling you to go back to your roots. What did you love doing as a kid, you know? And it's also like, have you been planning on going back home to visit old friends? Have you been wanting to move back home to visit, or, you know, just to go back? You know, it's not saying give up on your dreams. Your dreams can be accomplished anywhere. We only put limits. By saying that our dream can only be accomplished in a certain location, that is putting a limited belief system into our brain, and we do not want to do that. But it's also reminiscing, you know, with old friends, and that allows for new ideas to sprout. What have you been up to? And what, you know, sharing ideas, co-creating together, and getting childlike. Go bowling, go ride go-karts. It's like wanting to tap into that childhood. What made you happy as a kid? Tap back into that. That's what the 6 of Cups is about. Look at a little happy ghost. And look at, there's that black cat again. That cat's been everywhere. So I have a feeling there's a black cat or a cat. Somebody lost a cat, because that cat's been popping up a lot in all 3 readings. It's very strong. Okay, and you know, we all know October, Halloween time, is the veil is the thinnest to connect with our loved ones that have passed away. So, you know, honor them. Light a candle for them. You know, let them know that you're grateful for them and for the time that they were here. Okay? Moving on to little wolf girl. I love her. She's got this little like wolf tooth hanging from her neck. Almost like, it looks like a little shark tooth, but I'm sure it's a wolf tooth. So your changes are becoming conspicuous to others. So for now, be sure to keep the changes safe while you nurture them. Now is neither the right time to proclaim them loudly, nor is it the time to be mysterious. It is wise to allow them simply to happen. Some will notice and give their support, others will notice and give their disapproval. You must learn to discern what advice is wise. This popped up for 248 as well, I think. The same exact thing about not caring what other people think. People that used to, old friends will disapprove of the new you because they don't know how to relate to you anymore. So, yeah, okay, back to the reading. You must learn to discern what advice is wise. Be not needful of approval and flattery, or of condemnation against which to rebel. Just keep on being your true self and give yourself space and solitude. Allow the little wolf girl to show you how. Then you will know when your true self will be revealed. The changes you have made will, in time, seem so entirely natural. And those who are no longer meant to be in your life will depart. Do not worry. Just keep on becoming. And be, for now, in the best company of all, your own. And it says, the little wolf girl speaks and she talks about being alone. You know, this is a good thing. I'm not sorry for my solitude. I will defy boundaries, expectations, and labels others wish to place on me. Labels. That's popped up. Labels, labels, labels. Quit labeling yourself. By labeling yourself, you're limiting yourself of other things, you know? The things that you put, you know, the I am, you just are. You are everything and everyone. You are all things. As above, so below. So, you know, labels are just they are a way of separating us from others. Well, I'm this, then you're that. And you're this, and I'm that. So we don't want to create labels. We need to stop. Not stop, but just think about it before you speak. Think about it before you label yourself something, because you evolve and you change. And when you label yourself something, it's hard to unlabel yourself. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, I am is very powerful. And don't be afraid of change. Be courageous. You know? Okay, so don't hold on too tight to who you used to be. Don't hold on too tight to who you are. Always be flowing like a river. Always be flowing like the ocean. Back and forth. Always flow. Don't hold on too tight to anything that, you know, will deter your growth. Will impede your growth. Okay, so 17. So I'm seeing 9, 8. Let's see. Okay, 1 second. You know, hold on. Yeah. Okay, where were people when you needed them? I'm getting that as well. Like, those people that were never there when you needed them, let them go. It's okay. They'll come back. It's the ebb and flow. Don't hold on too tightly to them. So, one dilemma with living in a world you feel you must protect is that you fear other people intruding on it, disturbing the delicate balance. So you hold on tighter to whatever you have or whatever you feel makes you you. The truth is, your inner world is richer than most, and it's an imaginative paradise, or hell, depending on your state of mind. When you receive this card, please let go, just a little, and notice how this gives you room to interact and engage with loving others. And this, therefore, helps you recreate your world anew. It is likely you will choose carefully who you allow in, but at least one person does not need to be let in, and at least one security blanket needs to be shown the door, just for the moment. And it says, you are holding on so tightly to something that is proving to be a barrier between you and others, which is why you feel so alone at times. At present, you may need to open up just a little and admit that you crave like-minded people around you. This does not mean people who do the same things for a living as you. It means people who speak to your soul. You're craving a metaphysical and mysterious discussions, and you've got some questions that truly need answers, or at least an exploration. It's time to consult oracles, and oracles are people that are wise, and it could also be cards. The ones that we find and seek out friends who tell us what they see, not what they think we wish to hear. And what you are likely to hear is that you must let something go. So yes, you know, what you wish to hear and what an oracle will tell you, not just what you wish to hear. You know, they're going to tell you the truth. And sometimes the truth is not kind. Sometimes the truth is just neutral. Sometimes it's not hurtful unless you react to it hurtfully, unless you get hurt by it. But the truth is just truth, whether it's hurtful or not. So that's interesting that it's saying that, you know. And by holding on to other things so tightly, we don't have room for new things to come in. Holding on to limited belief systems so tightly, we don't have any room to come in. Holding on to prophecies so tightly, we don't have any room for anything else to come in. You know, it's about letting everything come and go, not holding on too tightly. But really, you know, listening with your heart. And you're putting the barriers around yourself and others. When you're feeling really lonely, it's because you're creating that loneliness yourself sometimes, you know? You are, in order to not feel triggered by others or, you know, not wanting to grow in a sense, like, not having to want to deal with others, that's limiting our growth. I tend to do that at times. I know a lot of people tend to do, they don't want to be around people. I have a lot of people say, I would rather be around my dogs than people because people are assholes. And that's creating a limited belief system. We need to change that. I only want to be around these two people because everybody else just doesn't get me. You're creating a limited belief system by believing that. So you need to, it's almost like wipe the slate clean, I'm getting. Wipe the slate clean. Meditate. I mean, a lot of people have a hard time, but I think because I've been doing it for 20 years, I used to, back in the day, when I first started meditating, I used to meditate for hours a day, literally. So it became very easy for me to just meditate. I stopped for a long time, and then when I got back into it, yes, it was a little bit difficult, but it's easy to jump right in. But that's where all the answers you seek lie, within yourself. So, you know, other people, they have similar beliefs as you, depending on how far you've come, how far you've connected to source. A lot of people have the same information and knowledge and wisdom because they all connect to the same source. It just gets filtered down differently depending on your conscious level and your experiences on the frequency. It's almost like, you ever played the game, you ever seen the game Plinko on Price is Right, and how the little thing goes down and it's going down, but you don't know where it's going to land, and each little number point at the bottom is a different number. That's kind of how the information filters down through. So when we meditate, it's like mashing all those together to create a direct source to come down. So I don't know if that makes any sense to anybody, but you know, it gets rid of a lot of those little passages down the Plinko. So then it just comes down to the same one. So that's what meditation does. It clears the channel. So you have a clear channel coming through. You have clear room, no blocks to come through. Okay. So that's that. Let's see. 18, 17. So 5 is about freedom, and you have the keys that lead to your freedom. And the key is knowing that it's okay to be alone. But it's also okay to not want to be alone. It's also okay to want somebody to share experiences with. It's also okay to want people that are like-minded. It's also okay. So don't limit yourself, but don't hold on too tightly to things. As easily as you grow and come, because as you grow, as you keep growing, you outgrow people, because a lot of people are not on your path. If you are a very spiritual person constantly growing, and other people aren't, because not that they don't want to, but you know, life gets in the way, jobs, work, etc. They can't evolve and grow as fast as you. So it leaves you a little bit in a lonely place, you know. But it's okay to be alone, because they'll catch up eventually, or you'll meet like-minded individuals who are also growing. You know, you're going to meet opportunities. You're going to meet these, you know, the cat is bringing you. The little cat and the dog, the little wolf girl and the cat, they're bringing you people. So be open to them. Don't close them out. by holding on too tightly to other things. I'm getting let go of control. Your need for control is affecting not only your spiritual growth, but your relationship with others. So let go of control. Okay. And Needed Me. That's the song. It's about, now I'm getting it. Now I'm getting the message. You know, that song is really about, like, I don't care about anybody. Didn't I tell you I was a savage? You know, putting up that fake front of like, didn't you know who I was? You know, when you're messing with me, It's like letting that go. We drop that facade. It's time to open your heart. Okay, that's it. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope everybody has an amazing day. I'll try to do a few more Halloween themes this next month. Until then, thank you so much for watching. I truly am grateful for all of you. Namaste.